Hey, it's Jennifer here from Belladonna's Botanicals, and this is going to be a no frills update video for November 2024. I have a lot to say, and this is not going to be a monetized video because I have a lot to say. Because I have a lot of them. So where were we? First of all, I want to make the statement as if you follow us on social media, you may have seen this in our community post on YouTube, as well as Threads, Facebook, Instagram. It's also on my website, probably will be going out when I send out the new e-newsletter. I just want to make this abundantly clear. This business, me as a person, this business is owned by an autistic, disabled woman. I have autoimmune, I have joint issues, I have chronic pain, I have chronic illnesses, and I'm also on the Affordable Care Act. And pay out the nose a month for that, but we'll get to that later. Also, just pointing out that I am a third generation off the boat Ukrainian of Eastern European descent. My grandfathers and great uncles all were World War II veterans. I am bloodline anti-fascist. We stand with the disabled and community and chronically ill community and neurodivergent. We stand with the indigenous and people of color. We stand with the immigrants. We stand with the LGBTQ community. We stand with all religions that are not built on fascism and hatred. We stand with our fellow witches and pagans. Asterisks. However, we stand in vehement defiance of fascism and hatred. We stand in defiance against the maggot infection of Trumpism that has pervaded occult, New Age, witchcraft, and this left-hand path community. And if we don't fight for each other, who will fight for us? But also, I'm going to say this here. If you are offended by any of that, the door's there. Please leave. No hard feelings. I've unfollowed, unsubscribed, broken off. I've gone no contact with people who were once friends and colleagues. And I'm going to go into some of this why. Because this is important. Because I stayed silent on this for far too long because I felt bullied into it by people that were friends and colleagues. So, anywho, I'm going to be a little fiery. I'm going to be a little extra fiery for this one. So, like I said, and also new policy. Any hateful, negative comments are going to get reported, deleted, and you will be blocked from whatever social media, email, platform, whatever. No, the time for diplomacy is over. I'm done. Done. And if you were like crying around like a little boo-hoo baby, oh, my friends thought I was Nazi for voting for Donald Trump. Congratulations, you are a literal Nazi. Because I've been sitting here all night watching the Rise of the Third Reich series on a documentary series. It's the literal fucking Nazi Third Reich playbook. So if you want to go, oh, but I'm a nice Trump voter. No, the fuck you are not. Sorry, not sorry. And I'm willing to lose followers, lose subscribers, lose business. I don't want your dirty ass money. And the funny thing there is, when I started coming out about this and talking about this, I've gained subscribers and followers across all my platforms. I only got 2 negative comments, knock on wood, so far. So, yeah. Anyways, I got my protections in place. We've got our own community. No, I'm just like it. I will go over this more, but let me get to my other document so I can stay on point. Because, like I said, a little fiery. We are getting extra spicy, Jen, tonight, and there we go. So that's the thing where I left off. I didn't lose followers or subscribers. I got 2 nasty comments and what the fuck ever. I give a shit. So, like, even like on Threads, like on election day, I had like 400-ish followers. By the time I go to bed tonight, I'll be over 1,100. And it's not even been a full week. I mean, granted, it's been the longest multi-100-year week that I've ever experienced. But anyways. So I'm going to talk, the next 2 things I'm going to talk about is why I'm so fiery, because this has to do with first the ACA insurance and what it means for a disabled person, and why I'm so fucking pissed off, and how tariffs work, and how this is going to impact our business and everything else. Because y'all are so fucking stupid. Like the price of eggs. Like, do you realize everything is going to at least double in price? But anyways, so I am a single income, self-employed person. I have multiple health issues. I have, autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, CPTSD. I have an autoimmune disease. I have psoriasis. I have sleep apnea. I have, what else do I have? Joint issues. I actually this morning just got back from my second round of the spinal injections. I had one last month in my sacroiliac joint, which actually helped my pain a lot. Hope I can still get that a year from now. And today I got a spinal one in my lumbar spine. But yeah, these things are not cheap. And I pay almost $500 a month for my Affordable Care Act insurance. Now, Project 2025 and the maggot Nazis are going to most likely at some point, I don't know when, because who the fuck knows, because basically the Supreme Court gave him free reign to be God King. So who knows? May dissolve the Senate and House and just go boink, boink, boink. Who knows? So what do I do if I lose my insurance? And why am I pissed off at all the people who voted for it? Because you just voted for me to lose my health insurance, amongst a vast other things. I pay, despite the fact I'm paying $500 a month for Affordable Care Act insurance. That means, and that's just to have a lower deductible. So my deductible is $2,500. My maximum out of pocket is, I think, $9,000-ish. And now let's break that down. My autoimmune medication. Now I have multiple medication sensitivities. My autoimmune medication with insurance is $1,000 a month. I had to get on a copay plan, which takes care of most of it, but still leaves me on the hook for probably about $3,000 a year for one medication. I have no idea how much my other medications are going to cost and if I will be able to afford to stay on them. I hope GoFundMe realizes they are going to become the next affordable healthcare substitute, the disability substitute, the veterans benefits substitute, and probably literally everything else. So yeah, I'm really fucking pissed about this. And if anyone wants to come at me about, the door's there, just go. Like the Motley Crue song says, don't go away, mad. Just go away. We're done here. Now tariffs. I can tell you about tariffs, and you know how I can tell you about tariffs? Because I run a fucking business and I deal with shipping things internationally all the time. And a lot of my supplies come, as does everything, come from everywhere else. So I'm going to use Germany as an example, because they're a pain in my ass and I love them. But so if I want to send, if someone buys something from me from Germany, say they spend $200, they spend however much in shipping. When that arrives, or I mean, Etsy will take the VAT taxes on it. But generally speaking, if you spend $200, you're going to be paying another $200 on top of that in tariffs, VAT taxes, custom fees, import fees, and all of that. That's how tariffs work. So anything you order, double it, at least. Now, what does this mean for the business altogether? Well, everything comes from everywhere. Doesn't matter if the company's located here. A lot of my bulk suppliers, their stuff does come from China and elsewhere. A lot of my herbs come from all over the place. Patchouli is native to like tropical regions like India, or subtropical regions like that, and on down the list. I have another, let's go into that. I will talk about some of the things that could be affected. This is yet another reference I have. So I'm not going to go over everything, but tariffs will make the prices nearly double to buy. So, I mean, also people now are stocking up on stuff in advance before it costs double to buy. So things like fresh produce. Okay, well, citrus fruits. Well, I use dried lemon and orange and lime. Those are citrus fruits. A lot of those come from Mexico and Spain. I know the tariff is predominantly focusing on China, but I don't know how else it's hitting all these other things. I'm just looking at a resource here. Um, let's see. There's different vegetables and fruits. I don't think most of those are going to be affected, but spices and herbs. Vanilla comes from Madagascar. Black pepper, Vietnam, India. Cinnamon comes from a lot comes from Sri Lanka. Turmeric's from India. You have things like tea leaves, coffee beans, cocoa beans, oils. What is the bulk of what I make? It's all got oils in it. Olive oil, coconut oil, wine, beer, whiskey, scotch. The only thing there that might get me is the vodka, the grain alcohol, and the brandy I use in the tinctures and elixirs. So, sorry, I'm just looking for this. That's just the top of the thing. Now, when you go to, say, Amazon and buy something on Amazon, chances are that's made in China. It might be cheap. You might have, it might be $30, but now it's gonna be $60. So what does all this mean? Yeah, we're gonna have to start charging more for our stuff. Or things will just not be available. Like my Belladonna comes from Spain in bulk. I have a local place in New York I get it from. It's just a lot more expensive as is. So there's a lot of things I have to do and maneuver around. And when you have an extensive product catalog as massive as I that is a massive undertaking. And I don't want to get caught with my pants down here like, oh shit, I can't get things and I have outstanding orders for them. So things will invariably go up in price. They will, if not get discontinued entirely because I just can't get the stuff, or it becomes cost prohibitive. Like, are you going to pay $50 for a bar of soap? Probably not. Not in this economy. But hey, good on y'all who voted for Trump because the price of eggs was too high and gas. Yeah, I'm not good at math or economics, but dude, even I can see that shit. Man, y'all are dumb. And I'm not being nice about this anymore. And we will get into why on that soon. So why am I speaking up about this now? Because I've been pretty firm in keeping my channel fairly even keel and not at all on the political and social content, because there's a lot of creators that do way too much of that and it gets a little like, I just want to watch something about this particular topic and not have to deal with that. But a lot of it does come down, as I mentioned earlier, I really felt bullied and alienated into doing so. And we're going to go into some of my fun experiences of things that I have experienced in the past 5 years now, 4 years. So, number one, like I mentioned, I have a history of complex PTSD. I've been in an abusive relationship. I've mentioned this before. I've seen some shit. I've experienced some shit, like to the point when I have met with new PTSD therapists. They're like, yeah, that's talk about specialists here. They're like, yeah, that's a lot of PTSD. That's a lot of trauma. So that being said, let's look at some of the greatest hits of my corner of the left-hand path and shit I've had to deal with. So back in late 2020, there was a particular sexual predator and some underage allegations there as well. I knew the people involved. And at the point in time in which I was confirming that this wasn't just rumors, the allegations were true, we had proof of this Um, I'll get to that the proof in a minute, but what was I met with that from some of the men in the LHP? Well, you would say that because you're a liberal. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? And I'm kind of politically ambiguous in that I'm a critical thinker. I have problems with the left. I have problems with the Democrats, and hello, I would rather have shit in my own mouth than vote for Trump. But here's the thing. I am a critical thinker. I can look at something, even if I agree with some of it, what areas need to be further, like what areas are problematic. So to dismiss sexual abuse allegations and say, oh, well, you would say that because you're a liberal. Fuck off. You know? Let's see. Next up on the list of greatest hits, another one from a prominent male left-hand path occultist. Myself and several other women were categorized as fat feminazis for supporting a friend leaving an abusive marriage. That was fun. I've lost track of the number of death threats I've received. I often joke that I'm going to start framing them just in case something happens to me. I'll just be like, here. Did have a couple rape essay threats in there too. We'll get to the person who did that. Hi, did you know that myself and a group of other people actually thwarted a mass shooting event? Yeah. Yeah. There's a reason I'm tight-lipped about a lot of this stuff. This person, clearly unhinged, was making to numerous occultists, was making very specific threats with, location, which I think was in El Paso, Texas. References to similar style mass shootings, and like a general time frame of when this would happen. You're welcome, El Paso. And this person wanted to do this solely to blame the left-hand path, satanic community, whatever, because they're clearly unhinged. They were arrested. I have to follow. I don't know exactly what the outcome was because it was a few years ago. I don't know exactly when, but yeah, I've seen some shit. I'm only halfway through the list, guys. Let's see. Oh, there was the time where we attempted to out another occultist pedo who had essayed his own sisters or sister. I don't know how many. There was 3. I'm not sure if it was all of them or just one. I'd have to find the receipts for that. That was met with deafening silence from the men in the left-hand path occult community. And it was only 2 years later when that people started to take credence on this, that because his former business partner, number 2 on the fat feminazi accusations, got screwed over by him and decided to, expose. Now it was convenient to expose this person as a pedophile. Yeah. Ignoring the fact that 2 years prior, we had made this information very well known. Fun. And it was all women. Let's not forget that. Not a lot of us in the left-hand path, and there's probably a reason for that. A lot of us get bullied out of it. There was other stuff too. I had to deal with doxing. I had to deal with from a particular person, and harassing friends and clients and colleagues and employees. That was fun. I had to get a lawyer involved for that one. Yeah. Oh, shit. I forgot the great Become a Living God, double murders in England by, this is very well publicized. So, dude was inspired by Become a Living God's work on sacrifice. Not talking chickens or animals here, talking. And so that's all over the news. That was why Bald got deplatformed. But yeah, that was a whole ass thing. Fun to be associated with that. And that was around the turning point. Like all of this kind of converged in like late 2021 into 2022. And I just kind of had to write it out because I was kind of stuck in that affiliation for that time. God, I keep remembering things. I'm like, "Oh my god, I forgot about this. How did I forget about this?" Anyways, so, let's see. Oh, yeah, the person that was harassing us, doxed my attorney at the time. That was fun. Um, Anyways, I've had to deal with numerous trolling, hostility, and bullshit from incels and maggots in a lot of the community, and there's a lot of them in the left-hand path. They're in other parts too, don't get me wrong, the new age community, the conspiracy the rabid conspiracy theory pipeline that feeds into that goes stem to stern from in all aspects of the occult and new age and all of that. Even the love and lighters got it. So it's not just us, left-hand path folks. So, oh, let's see. By other men in the community, I've been accused of being a content vulture, and stealing other people's ideas. Hi, I started this business in 2018, long before I got into the left-hand path. I mean, that's a long con and some like intuitive psychic stuff to like rip off people who I had yet to meet. And here's the thing. So this happens a lot because people are so fucking precious about things sometimes. Like, dude, I am not the only person in the world that makes Florida water soap. You can buy it in like, you can buy the mass produced stuff in Botanicals and new age, new metaphysical shops all over the place. Other people make it too. Am I gonna be like, oh my god, you still Florida water soap for me? No, come on. People get precious about that stuff. Then I've been accused of riding the coattails of other creators, usually men. Um, I don't know. Maybe people are threatened by me. Mm, and sometimes people stood up for me. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't alone on an island here this whole time. But one by one, like when going back to the fat feminazi thing, when I brought that to the attention of other people, they're like, "Oh, that sucks," and did nothing. Said nothing. Actions speak louder than words, and the silence was deafening on that one. I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess this is okay to you." Um, Anyways. And then not to forget the constant witch wars and cursing, that go back to reference number 1 of the first predator, who was trying to get friends of mine to curse me too. I have regular removals done on like an ongoing basis because people are constantly throwing stuff at me. And my colleague who does all my removals is really good at it and can see who's doing it usually, even if you're doing some glamour magic, invisibility cloaks, all that fun stuff. Yeah. So, here's where I did and this is where I feel like I need to atone for my previous dubious, um, affiliations and trying I mean, I really spent a lot of time this past 4 years trying to reach across the aisle, to talk to the other side, to try to meet in the middle somewhere, to be like, "I'm gonna dispel the liberal media news bullshit about you guys. You're gonna dispel what you're hearing." I mean, like, people are literally thinking that, like, kids are stuffing dollar bills into, uh, drag queen thongs at, the clearly mandatory drag queen story hours that happen in all schools that kids have to go to, which is not true. But when has the truth ever got in the way of stupidity? But at the end of the day, more and more as that list, wouldn't you feel like a little while that you're just like alone on an island and just start getting battening down the hatches and just, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to talk about this stuff. I mean, I tried in one-on-one conversations, when people were spouting transphobic nonsense, tried to have conversations to like be like, dude, you know? Um, and I realized in the process there, it was poisoning my soul. I was becoming just as angry and hateful as they were until I broke away from it. I mean, a lot of that came in around the time when I was moving because I just didn't have the time. I just didn't have the emotional bandwidth and energy to waste on these people anymore. And I just kind of got a little more like, I'm just going to keep up appearances and pretend I'm here, but I'm not really here. And then last summer, I just was like, you know what? I'm done. And I disengaged with a lot of people. and I have zero regrets about that. And if there are any more of you lurking in the shadows, the door's there. I can't. I can't allow that energy into my life anymore, and I refuse to. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, our new policy is to delete, nope, sorry, report, delete, block, move on. I literally don't care what you have to say. If you're here to spread hateful comments, I mean, you can piss into the wind all you want. I don't care. I don't hate you either. I'm nothing you. I'm nothing you. You're nothing, and you're no one to me. Hashtag dead to me. I just don't want to. No, I'm done. The door is closed. Go hang out with your Nazi friends. I'm done. So, do you like how that feels? Do you like how it feels when people don't like you for what you believe in, for what you stand for? That's really kind of the vibe I'm getting. Boy, howdy, do they get butthurt when people don't like them, but they run around spreading hate on everyone else. Anyways, like I said, I don't hate you. I'm nothing new. Filed under, dead to me. And to my loyal supporters, clients, customers, to all the new people I've connected with in the past week, I love you. I will stand by you. I will fight with you. I will fight for you. But to the rest, no, I'm done. So, and on that note, also to anyone who is new to the occult left-hand path, the dark goddess work, please reach out to us. We do have vetted businesses and practitioners who are safe to work with. I would not want anyone accidentally joining a left-hand path MAGA cult. They're out there. Nor would I want you into like some QAnon conspiracy thing. I don't want you in a new age cult either. I don't want you right now. A lot of what I'm doing is to foster a safe environment for people who are coming in new so that they can have the to dispel the disinformation and misinformation. Some of this is just standard practice stuff like spiritual bypassing. Boy, howdy, do I get into it with the new age community on that sometimes. Things like that, or cultural appropriation, or like closed practices are closed for a reason. Like, yes, there are people who look like me who are initiated into them, but they are invited and accepted and vetted by those closed practices and those communities and elders. They've done the work. They've gotten initiated. That's fine. But to go willy nilly working with voodoo spirits and stuff like that when it is not. And some of this does come from the kind of do what you want, do what thou will, be the whole of the law, and people leave out the rest of it. Because they think like, well, I'm left-hand path, I can do anything. The rules don't apply to me. The fuck they don't. So I know that was a lot. We're already a half an hour into the video. I haven't gotten into everything yet. I don't even know what's going on at this point. But the dark goddesses are rising, and there is a massive spiritual awakening going on, and I am here for that. So all the negativity you saw before, that's getting pushed out, and I'm focusing on this new enlightenment and awakening of the aeon of the dark goddess. And if you think, I don't even know what some of y'all are working with, because if you're claiming Lilith and supporting that kind of stuff, you're going to be on the finding out end of that soon. Ooh. Anyways, not my problem. So, as one of my bosses said, not my monkeys, not my circus. So, just a few things. I don't know at this point. I mean, there's been a real fuck shit of things going on. I don't know what the holiday deadlines are like. I have been running behind. As I've mentioned previously, I did a lot of events throughout September and October. My last one was November 2nd. So I'm still kind of digging out from that. I had to also deal with a PTSD flare up from all of this because this was a lot. I had to process through like all the stages of grief and trauma in like, I don't know, 48 hours. Came out the other side, but it's still tenuous. I'm exhausted. So I am catching up on things now. We are going into like, I don't even know what to expect at this point. But people are there is a magical resistance happening, and I am here for that. If I have to get help to help me with that, I will. Um, but also, let's see where I'm at. So we had some new product drops last month. We have some forthcoming. So last month we did restocks of the soulmate candles, the spiritual awakening candles. We added some new return to sender tumblers. That might come in handy right now. I have a new batch, a brand new Hecate candle and wax melts. I just have to decorate them and get them online. I'm also going to be doing a restocking some of the Lilith candles as well because I got a little low on them from the events. I'm low on a lot of things, so I'm going to be doing a lot of restocks. We do have a whole bunch of new stuff from Lamia Nightstorm. We have some new necklaces. I don't hold on. I have them over here. I have everything out here first because I think in the back room I have some solar black salt, coffin nail restock. Oh, and we have some cascarilla powder and chalk. So these are the consecration sprays. So we have a 4-ounce and a 2-ounce. They're in a glass bottle, and they are a mix of, where is it on here? It's a mix of like distilled water, Florida water, and some mugwort. I don't have all the candles out here, and I don't even know where they're at. So we have a whole bunch of new spirit necklaces. Let's see what we got. We got some Loki. We got Agares, Belphegor. We've got Brigid, Celine. This one's actually really cool. It's hard to see because it's light, but it actually does glow in the dark, apparently. We got Bael. We got Lu, as in Lunasa, Lugh. We got Mammon. We got Caradwin. Pick up the other stack. Except got a lot. We've got Dionysus. We've got Evil Eye Protection. We've got Hades. We've got Flurious. And we've got Hera. So that's what we got. And we also have, I think she also has a new service dropping. I literally don't even remember. I have the information. It's in the other room. I literally don't even remember what it was. Oh, I think she's doing like honey jars, like jar spell stuff. So also with regards to our made to order stuff, please check out our current offerings first to see if we have something in stock already. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. I mean, granted, if you want like a name paper or something special added to it, by all means. Because we do have some stuff like, we have a Lilith oil and we have a Hecate oil and a Lucifer oil and stuff like that. So in the beginning of the year, I talked about switching over some of our stuff to on our Amazon site to fulfillment by Amazon, which would be serviced by Amazon Prime. And I think I'm probably going to nix that for several reasons. The main one is it's expensive. Like I would have to they're going to take about a cut of say about $7 per product on average. So I'd have to raise the prices significantly just to do that. And not for nothing, like the quality of stuff on Amazon at this point is garbage. Like I'm divesting a lot of my expenditures. Unless I need something fast, I'm probably not going to be ordering it on Amazon anymore. Or if that's the only place it's available. And doubly so with the tariff stuff coming, all that stuff that was, that say I'm spending $40 a bottle on now is probably gonna be 80. As if, the prices just start coming back down. Funny that with inflation, because stuff I was paying $60, $60, $70 before last year or earlier this year is now back into where it used to be. Funny that. And, the quality is becoming Temu shit. Like every time I go to the local UPS office, because they're a hub for Amazon returns, because we have a bunch of warehouses up here, that's all they get. I think I might be the only person who regularly brings in things that aren't returns. So there's that. And a lot of people are boycotting Prime, Amazon more or less. I don't blame you, but hey, also, by the way, small business disabled, dealing with a lot of shit here. So if you buy our stuff on Amazon and Etsy, consider going to our website instead, because I don't lose as much of the commission pie as, because like, yeah, I pay about $1,000 a month on average for in just in Etsy fees alone, minus advertising, minus shipping, you know. Anyways. Um yeah, that's just the way I'm exhausted. Anyways, so may the odds ever be in your favor, unless you're a Trump supporter. I'm really going to be enjoying this era of unbridled Schadenfreude. That's my favorite word, and I would say in the English language, but it's a German word. With the delight in other people's fuck around and find out misery, and boy howdy are they finding out already, and I am here for it. I don't hate them, I nothing them, and if you're one of them, bye. I have no use for you anymore. I'm sorry if this video was a little bit brash, a little bit extra spicy. Yeah, I am just, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not spending any more energy on this. I am focusing on keeping myself alive, safe, and well armed. I'm like, surprise, everyone, act surprised. You're getting pepper spray and weaponry for Christmas this year. Yeah. So yeah, another fun thing I have to decide between is, okay, if I lose my ACA insurance, the only pain management I'm going to have is my medical marijuana card, but I can't own unless I don't have one of those. So now do I protect myself or not be in pain? These are the type of things I have to deal with right now. So it's a lot. So if I'm a little late on orders, I'm exhausted. I am really freaking exhausted. So to all of you who stand by my side in this, I love you all. Yeah. Anyways, I'll have links below to things of various pertinence if I get around to it. I'm probably just going to do a quick edit of this video. No frills. It's going up. I also, sorry, just wanted to add one last thing because of the influx of newer people into exploring the darker side of magic and also the dark goddess stuff. Hi, have we not met? That's my thing. I'm going to be producing a lot more content on a more beginner level content for that, because I've been focusing on some fairly more intermediate to advanced things, like, yeah. So anyways, and I don't want to see people get in over their head or have bad experiences. So I'm going to steward and foster it and make this the fucking occult community it should be, and the one that you deserve. So yeah, if you're looking to contribute anything of, vetted resources, research, lists you have, and boy, how do you get some lists. Like there's some things that sorry, I thought I was wrapping up, but anyways, I mean, there's some things that I recently found out about some occult publishers that I didn't know previously. But before I say anything, I want to have resources that back this up, because a lot of the problem I've had with things when it comes to some of the cultural appropriation stuff and a lot of the cancel culture things is a lot of it is information disseminated by the whisper down the alley purple monkey dishwasher mode of transportation, or mode of information transmission. And a lot of times when you do the digging to it, it's like, okay, you kind of got this, but you didn't actually get the whole picture. You just got one little aspect because someone said it was bad. It's bad. But it's part of my neurospicy thing, but I need to have that. And if I'm going to be a voice for this and fostering this, I need to have that information. So anyways, I think I'm done now, because also I'm very thirsty and I've got a lot of stuff to do. So anyways, I love you all, unless you voted for Trump. Anyways. Good night.
Hey, I just wanted to add something here that I think I did not include in this last night. I just want to clarify something here, and I am not nor have I ever been a misandrist feminist and never will be. I've been exceedingly lucky with the men in my life, historically speaking, being allies, ardent supporters, and trusted friends. They are my ride or die people. Have I had shitty experiences with men? Yes, of course. But I've also had shitty experiences with women too. So I just felt it was important to note that. Because there is a lot of stuff out there now, especially with the rise of the Western wing of the 4B movement and stuff like that, of things that are very openly hostile. And I am sorry, sun's in my face. I lean away from that. I don't want to go into like that sort of extreme. So that's doing a disservice to the men in my life who are doing the work. So I just wanted to say that. So